So for the first 2 months of posting educational content online, 3 questions invaded my mind every single time I hit share. Who do I think I am to even teach this? What are people going to think of me? Should I just delete it if no one likes the post? And on top of this constant self-doubt, I'd refresh my notifications only to watch my video receive just 100 views. It was rough. I felt like all those hours of planning, scripting, filming, editing, and convincing myself to post was all a massive waste of time. I had doubts about everything. Maybe I'm dreaming too big. Maybe I'm just not good enough to teach. Maybe I need to stay in my lane as just a freelancer. And you see, I left high school when I was just 15 years old, and even though I did well with photography, I was not an expert. And to be totally honest, I couldn't stop doubting myself. I was also afraid of people thinking I wasn't good enough at photography to be teaching others. And at the end of the day, I felt like an imposter. But as time went on, I started to see things differently. Leaving school early wasn't a weakness, it was something unique. And it made my story more interesting and easy to relate to. So instead of hiding my past, I decided to embrace it and I started sharing my journey with my audience. And to my surprise, people liked it. They saw that my unusual path forced me to work even harder on my craft, which was photography, and something I thought I'd be judged for, they actually admired. This helped me understand that whenever you try something new, your mind is going to fight against you. This happens because our brains are designed to keep us away from danger. And when you're putting yourself out there to be judged, your brain sees this as a threat. Your mind doesn't have any evidence to show you that the decision you're making is safe. And this will lead to feelings of anxiety and self-doubt. From my own experience, the only way to get over this feeling of being an imposter is to continue forward and to post more content. And I'm gonna be real with you, it's gonna be hard and you're gonna doubt yourself. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you're gonna become with it. In my case, the more content I posted, the more confidence I grew. And the more confidence I became, the better content I created. The better content I created, the more I was able to attract a supportive community of like-minded learners. So basically, I forced my mind to develop the identity of an educator. And a framework that has helped me fight imposter syndrome when teaching a skill is the 1 to 10 scale. And basically, the 1 to 10 scale is a reminder that any skill can be ranked on a scale from 1 to 10. So 1 being a total beginner and 10 being an expert. So it doesn't matter where your skills are on this scale, as long as there are people behind you, you're qualified to teach. A common misconception in the education space is people believe they have to be an expert to teach a skill, when in reality, it's sometimes even better to learn from someone who is just a few steps ahead of you. So for example, even though Jeff Bezos is one of the top businessmen on the planet, he's so far ahead in his career that most of the information he'd shared would be too advanced for my current situation. Whereas if I learn from someone who has recently solved a problem that I'm facing in my business, the information they share will be a lot more useful and way more relevant. So remember, feeling like an imposter is a good thing, because even though it may feel uncomfortable in the moment, it shows that you're trying something new. You're creating a new identity and you're entering a new chapter in your life. And when you really think about it, most people have been programmed to live a life of comfort, which often leads to a life of regret. So embrace the fact that you're choosing a path that few people dare to take. But now, something you'll deal with for your entire creator journey is the comparison trap. And this is where we compare our lives, businesses, bodies, bank accounts, and basically any conceivable thing to someone else's. And the problem is, comparing yourself to another creator is the fastest way to dampen your creativity, make you feel miserable, and forget about all the progress you've made. But guess what? Everyone does it. And I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend that I never do it or that there's a special hack to stop it, because the truth is, it's going to happen. So instead of trying to convince you not to do it, I want to give you a guideline to follow. That way, when you do compare yourself to others, you can do it in a healthy and non-destructive way. And the hack is to compare yourself to the older version of someone. So this concept came to me the other day as I spoke to one of my students. And during our conversation, he said, "Takumi, I wish I was so focused and clear with my content as you are. You seem so sure of the direction you're moving into." And during this call, I didn't think much of it, but once the meeting ended, I began to reflect on his comment. And I started to notice that he was comparing himself, a beginner creator, to someone who had been creating content professionally for over 6 years. He was only seeing the version of me today. He hadn't seen all the years of me overthinking, questioning, doubting, and worrying what other people thought of me. And this made me realize that it's not fair or realistic to compare your beginnings to someone else's middle. And a great example of this is Marcus Brown Lee, one of the top tech YouTubers with over 17 million subscribers. And when you watch his videos now, you can instantly see he's on another level when it comes to production quality and his on-camera confidence. But before you compare your videos to his, you first need to realize he has been uploading on YouTube for over 15 years. And if you go back and watch his first few videos, you'll see that he has a blurry webcam, no editing, and it's a simple product review. But through consistency and hard work, he's amassed over 17 million subscribers and has built a YouTube empire. So instead of getting down on yourself, why not compare yourself to the older version of your favorite creators? That's a much fairer comparison, because at the end of the day, content creation is a skill. It takes time to develop, and the more you do it, the more effortless it becomes. And to illustrate this point even further, I'm going to show you a snippet from my first ever tutorial I recorded.
The shots that my friend was getting was a little bit different to mine, and I kept thinking, why? What's going on? So after realizing that he was shooting with his, fuck.
Did you see how bad that was? And well, this is the video I sent to my student, and I told him to compare himself to that instead of my recent content. So make this video your reminder that it's so easy to get caught up in other creators' achievements and highlight reels. But every creator that you admire all started somewhere. So the next time you find yourself in the comparison trap, scroll down to their older posts and see if you still feel as bad. But now moving on to the most common obstacle that holds people back from creating content online, and that is dealing with haters. So my first experience with online hate happened during my first viral video. So I had posted the video the night before, and when I woke up, I noticed the video was blowing up on both TikTok and Instagram. Each time I refreshed my notifications, I'd see another 100+ new followers. And throughout the day, thousands of likes, followers, and positive comments flooded my account. But as I started to scan through all the comments, a few caught my eye. Here it was, hate comments. Looking back, it was crazy. Here I was receiving 99.9% positive feedback and love, but this 0.01% of negativity stuck out like a sore thumb. Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And to be totally honest, I was pissed. In the moment, I didn't understand why someone would post a negative comment when all I was trying to do was provide free value. But as time has gone on and the more content I've shared online, I've now realized that it's just part of the game. It's unavoidable. And when you post content online, you're opening the door for people to have an opinion. And just like an asshole, everybody has one. But after years of posting online, the best strategy I found was simply ignoring them. And I know that advice isn't very actionable and it's a lot easier said than done, but this is a lesson that took me way too long to actually implement. Because in the beginning, I used to argue with these people in my comments, but I soon realized it was a losing battle. Because even if I was right and my replies were on point, I ended up wasting my time and energy on them. And most of the time, that's what these trolls want. They want a reaction. They're trying to ruin your day. And by responding, you give them what they want. So now my approach is to either completely ignore them or actually thank them for helping to boost my content in the algorithm. And FYI, I've noticed this reply makes them even more buttsore because they realize their comment is actually helping our content reach more people. And when you really think about it, most of the hate you receive online comes from spam accounts that would never confront you in real life. So what does the opinion of someone who's only tough behind a keyboard actually matter to you? To me, it's fuck all. Just think about how unhappy someone must be to watch a piece of your content and then choose to leave a negative comment. They'd have to be in a dark place in their life to do something like that, right? Because I don't know about you, but I've never felt the urge to leave a negative comment on anyone's post. Because even if I didn't like the creator or disagreed with their content, I just couldn't be bothered. So instead of being angry at them, we really need to feel sorry for them. Plus, when you start getting haters, it's often a sign that you're making progress and attracting attention. So in a strange way, having haters can actually be a good thing because it's letting you know that you're on the right track.